Welcome back. So, where we left our heroes, they were trying to defeat the cloaked figure, who they now know is a Ratha, a revenant vampire. The crowd was turned slightly to their side, but just now, the secretary, who the players met before, is arriving from the north, and they brought with them a crowd of zombies.
What? Zombies?
It is a threat 3, scale 3 mob
Who invited these guys?
being led by a vampire.
Vampires.
All the damn vampires.
We have lots of friends. They are called the other undead.
So as the vampires are attacking, that is going to turn the crowd a little more in your favor. So they're now up to +2 because they're kind of counting on you to defend them from the zombies and are believing your stories more.
Yes.
You can't directly command them until you get them up to +3, but they're fighting on your side now.
Okay.
Sounds like we should do that.
How well armed is the crowd?
Not. They're practically unarmed.
Okay. Great.
There are a few guards within the crowd who are now on your side. So there's a handful of guns and swords in there.
What are zombies weak against?
Same things as vampires: sunlight, fire, and the northern elements: elixir, philosopher's stone, and ether.
So what in our gear is really good against them? So far the alchemist stuff.
I have an emergency balloon. I can escape.
Well,
Very
that's
helpful.
Should we just bounce?
Bye.
I feel like we've overstayed our welcome here.
Right? They haven't welcomed us at all. We should,
Yeah.
we should just skip out, right?
They've been really
It's
mean.
Fine.
Has this crowd of zombies closed with us, or are they at a distance, or?
Yeah, they've come marching down the street, and the crowd is backing away from them. So they're still at a distance for now.
Okay.
They're not very fast.
So they're kind of classic zombies.
Yeah, and I think this is where Grigsby's supply of elixir really comes in handy. So like we need to like form a line or something that they have to cross to get over, and then just we need to start reproducing those ants like crazy.
Saw that Game of Thrones episode too. We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Hold the line.
Yeah, and protect the people essentially.
Okay.
Has anyone brought me elixir? So like
Yes.
I'm not wounded anymore.
All right, so Grigsby, for you to get close to Irma, you're going to have to get past the Ratha.
Okay. Let's see. I guess I have to do a setup action because I don't know what else I could do otherwise. So I suppose I will survey for an advantage again. And that's 2. And position and effect.
So yeah, you're trying to find what exactly?
I am trying to find a reasonable advantage that I can use, something that I can use to help me get past, help me sneak around, something, anything. Yeah, just looking for revenge.
Yeah, so I suppose you could just like find like a route through the townsfolk or something.
All right, I like
if that's
that.
what you're trying to do.
I am good at crowd surfing, so
Okay.
This should be good. Okay,
and so in that case, I would say the effect is probably normal and the position is controlled. I don't think anybody's gonna make a problem there.
Perks of being tall. 3. Oh man.
All right. So you look and you don't find one, and while you're spending time doing that, the Ratha is going to spot you and dash over into melee with you to grab onto you.
Okay.
And they're going to switch their focus onto you as well.
All right.
So it would be very dangerous for you to do anything right now, but they're temporarily open if somebody else wants to hit them.
All right. So once again, so I didn't take that full fan the hammer shot earlier. I'm wondering if that would be a good idea right now while he's distracted.
Yeah, with the elixir ammo, you got yourself up to limited, and that was also with pushing yourself already, right?
Yeah. So I was going to push for. So I have to push to use fan the hammer. That increases scale by 1. I could use, and I was going to use. I was going to push for effect.
Yep. And so that all got you up to limited. But because you're not being threatened by the crowd anymore, you're now in controlled position. So you've got room to do some trading position for effect here.
Yeah, I'll trade position to get up to standard effect. Is
Okay.
that correct?
Yeah, so that'll get you to risky normal just by spending a little time aiming.
Okay.
Do you want to go further than that? Or because you're already investing at least 2 stress here. It might make sense to go all in.
So I'm at risky normal.
And
what action are you doing again?
Draw.
And remember, you only have to assist with the same action if you're doing the same thing. If you're assisting in some other way, then you don't have to have any dice in it.
So you
Like
could.
I technically do have 2 draw.
Oh,
so
well,
if it's something that we want to do a group action on or something like that.
So I took group actions out because they're too powerful for the players.
Okay.
But you can assist still.
You could assist.
I will totally assist because this is going to help you a lot. So I will take the stress.
Okay.
Can I say I'm already sort of assisting because I guess I set him up, right?
Yes, you can only assist. An action roll can only be assisted by 1 person.
Yep.
Okay.
But your setup still applies.
Cool.
So the setup would probably give him better effect.
And since you've got more dice, you're in a better position to trade position for effect if you want to. Because you're more likely to roll a 6. You could trade up to Desperate or to Deathwish.
I'll go to Desperate.
Okay.
So that brings me up to 4 dice from my standard 3 dots. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, so you've got 4 dice and you're rolling Desperate greater.
Okay.
So what does that look like? You're setting yourself up for a really long time. So are you looking for opportunities?
Yeah. So as soon as I've been thinking about this for this whole time. I've been thinking, when's my chance? When's he going to be distracted? When can I really make this work? So I got this my ammo all set up and ready to go. I got my gun all ready to go, and then as soon as he's distracted, I take a couple of steps forward to get right in position. I get a good, I draw a bead on him, make sure I'm aiming for the right spots, and then I fan the hammer right into him.
Unload the whole clip. Awesome.
I'm sorry, her. Yeah, and then unload my entire revolver ammunition into her.
Yeah. And I'll just let you guys know out of character. Her name is Selena, which will make it a little easier to refer to her.
All right, so I'm gonna unload everything into Selena. All right, that's 4 dice and a 5.
All right, so this is gonna go well and badly.
Yeah, well.
Blam, 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 blam. And so you're gonna nail her with 3 shots of 3 ticks on the fight clock. She'll take out half of what she's got left. But as a desperate consequence, you're gonna take 2. One is that you've used all of your ammo, so you are completely out of bullets for the rest of the encounter if you don't resist that. And the other consequence you're going to take is that while you've been turned this way fighting, these zombies have caught up to the crowd.
Okay.
And so they're now engaged at melee right behind you.
Right. And I'm down to 1 stress.
Well, that'll make it pretty risky to resist those.
Just to make it extra fun. So I don't think I'm going to go for a resist at this point.
Okay. So to replace your ammo, you can, if you've got any points of supply left, you can pull out a new supply of ammo. That's one path to being able to shoot again.
Mm-hmm. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one remaining
Potential. Yeah, so you could put it into pack to get another supply if you want to be the kind of character who carries around some extra ammo.
Yeah, it sounds like that would be a worthwhile thing to do. So I'm going to use my last point of potential, bringing that down to 0. 1 second. So I'm all out of potential.
All right. And so you pull out that extra ammo box and reload.
Okay.
And so Selena was staggered by that attack, and she is going to change her focus back onto herself because she's afraid of you guys now. She's lost more than half of her fight clock.
I'd say that's a good thing.
Okay.
We gotta take care of these zombies.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess what we should do is get the crowd to help us with that plan to create that line.
Mm-hmm. With the elixir and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So to get them fully on your side would be emote, so that they'll listen to your commands.
Okay.
To command them is hunt, and to supply all of them with elixir is pack. So you should keep all those actions in mind in deciding who's going to do what here.
I have,
I have
two
no
in,
hunt.
I have 2 emo and 1 pack. I have no
Same
hunts.
here. Same here.
Well, I guess we can just assist each other on both and hope for the best.
Yep.
Okay. So do you have what do you have in emote?
2.
Do
I
you
have
want-
I have identical stats as you in those.
Oh,
abilities.
I see the problem in our
However, I only have 2 stress left. So I have been shot. Honestly, it'd be better for me to assist you because as of right now, I have a current wound.
Oh yeah, you still haven't poured any ant food on that.
Okay. No
I
problem.
guess like right before I help Grigsby with this, I'll go ahead and like put a little bit
patch
on
it up. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that lets you cross out the wound, which is not the same as deleting it, because if you still stack up 3 wounds, then that'll mean your next wound is broken, just like in regular blades.
Okay.
Or forged in the dark. Okay.
And yeah, so I will assist you in that emote.
Okay. So it's 2 emotes. Do I want to put, I'm at 4. Do I want to go to 6 for this 1 extra? No, I will assist. I'll go with the 3 and
So your position, since
Mhm.
the enemy is right next to you, is going to be risky. It doesn't take long to shout orders, but it's long enough for Selena to put some damage on you. And your effect is going to be normal. The crowd is looking to find an ally who they can trust.
Okay. All right, here we go. 3d6. 4.
All right. So you tell the crowd to form up and follow orders, and they're going along with it. So you guys are at standing 3, and you can now give the crowd orders. But at the same time, Selena is going to grab you and slam you into the ground. So that'll be a glancing hit, and you're now pinned, which will worsen your position and effect.
So do I take a harm?
So yeah, glancing hit is either a wound or you pay 1 stress to get rid of it.
So if I pay the 1 stress, am I not pinned from that point on?
No. Those are 2 separate consequences.
Got it. I will take the wound.
Okay. So if you take the wound from a glancing hit instead of paying the 1 stress, then you gain 1 morale.
does morale do?
You can spend morale instead of stress for everything except resisting.
Okay. Okay, so
Which means I have one from earlier, which I will go ahead and mark now.
So no, that it's only if you take the wound from a glancing hit. If you take a regular wound, you don't get the adrenaline morale.
cool. So I said splintered branch.
Yep. And so that'll give you -1d on everything until you're. Oh no, it won't, because you're a golem, and golems cross out all wounds they take automatically.
That's right. Feel no pain, baby.
Nice.
Reflected in the rules.
Okay, so you get crunched into the ground, but you're not letting it hold you back. So who wants to go next here? The Selena is still focused on herself, and nobody else has a focus yet. And the crowd is on your side now.
All right. Well, how about I start trying to pick off zombies while, because I'm not sure what I can do to Selena right now. I don't have the ability to do that push action again. Actually,
I can hit her, but if I mess up this roll, I'm pretty much screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I can, well, I can't push, but because I can't, because I only have one stress left. I do, we do have the ammo. Right. So what position? So what effect would we be starting at? 0 effect at this point?
To do what?
If I were just shooting at her?
So yeah, if you're just using regular revolver bullets, then your threat is just 1, and her threat is 4. So you'd be at -0 effect.
Okay. Negatives. So
-0. You have -0 effect.
So -1 effect, basically.
Yes.
Okay. So
Question.
if we increased our effect, we get up to 0.
Right.
Okay.
But just adding elixir would be enough to get you up to 0.
All right.
What was your question?
Wasn't her cloak and whatnot already on fire? So is she still technically on fire at all, or no?
Yeah, fully on fire.
Ooh, I have a signature flaw.
And actually, as a vampire, the fire means that she'll take improved harm from everything. So that'll actually bump you up to just 0 already.
Okay.
And she was actually, she was on fire before.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and bump that fight clock up. And since that actually would have pushed you up to extreme effect, that actually bumps it up by 2. So she's almost dead.
Okay.
So honestly, at this point, do we want to just leave her alone so she just falls over?
I think
pretty tough.
I think we should try to take her out. So if I were to...
it sounded like Grigsby had kind of a plan involving getting set on fire.
I have a signature flaw. I'm flammable. And it allows me to trade that for some sort of effect.
It's improved result, which means whatever you roll, we treat it as if you rolled one better. So it turns a failure into a mixed into a success, and a success into a crit.
Cool. That sounds pretty powerful.
Yeah, so as long as you've got an action that'll still have some effect.
Yeah, you've got to have effect to get that, to do something with that. So how are you going to get effect?
I can hand you some truffles.
I would say just truffles. Truffles could work. Truffles flammable?
Yeah, especially because I'm using that red oil on them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could set you on fire. That should give you effects.
That's true. And it would fulfill the requirement of the signature flaw.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
All right, I'm setting Grigsby on fire.
Okay.
Yep. They say vampires can't grab you if you're on fire. So
that's what they say.
Okay. Do you want to roll that as a setup action to improve effect? In fact, I really don't think there's even an action roll there. How can you screw it up, right? So
Thank you. Let's leave. Let's leave it at that. I have 1 stress left. Let's not even go there.
so what's the narration though? How are you setting him on fire?
I'll just be like, Grigsby, get over here.
Grigsby's still pinned down under Selena.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll just like start rubbing it all over his face and be like,
Oh
it will
man.
help your pores.
Like, stop.
It'll be fine.
Why are you
Help me
doing
out.
this? Whoosh! You catch fire. All right. So your action roll to grapple while on fire. Your threat 2, which would normally mean 0 effect, but being on fire pushes that up to limited. And
The
limited
smell of
effect
smoked
is
mesquite.
just enough to finish them off. Oh, if you could get through the armor. Dang. So no, you're still at 0.
Okay, I can push for effect, I suppose.
Yeah, you can also trade position for effect. Your position is currently, let's see, Deathwish. So no, you can't trade position for effect. You are in terrible, terrible danger.
Okay, I guess I can push.
0
for-
Deathwish is not a great action roll.
Yeah, you're gonna take it really bad unless you roll a 6.
Maybe you should save getting set on fire for later and let Irma just finish this one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I won't have any effect to be able to hit her with it.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, you're
we
also
both-
at 0, but you're not
Yeah.
pinned at least, so you're only at desperate.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll try. Okay,
Alright.
so I will
Are
push.
you sure?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it, Grigsby.
already-
Let's see what you're
Alright.
made of.
So wait, you're not at limited yet. So you need to do one more thing to get yourself up to limited.
So I'll push to get to limited. And
Oh, you got
then,
you got 2 more stress?
well,
Remember morale counts.
Morale you can use.
Sure, I'll use my morale then.
So 1 morale and 1 stress.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does that max your stress or not yet?
Nope, I'm at 6.
Nice. Okay. Then that lets you push for effect. So you are doing a flaming grapple limited death wish.
Okay.
I'm excited for this roll.
Yeah.
So I mean, can I like what would that be like? Cause can I justify it being like dabble or serve or not even survey?
So
probably like
normally grapple is barrel.
okay.
You could try to justify it as something else if you can explain it.
I think in a past life, Grigsby dabbled as a mud wrestler. It wasn't even.
So
past
you want to
life.
use pure technique here, is what you're saying
Yes.
from the textbooks.
Yes.
So I'm going to say in a real world situation, that's maybe less safe when there aren't the normal mud wrestling rules. And so that'll push you up to Deathwish Plus position if you want to roll dabble.
So is Deathwish Plus basically automatically die?
It's not automatic because you can stack multiple armor checkboxes onto 1 harm, for example.
But that's only if I
it
fail,
does
right?
mean it's only if you roll less than a 6.
Okay.
The good thing is
So
the
that-
flaw that
So
you
it's not a
have
problem
will
at all,
change-
really, because you're definitely going to roll at least a 6.
There you go.
Well,
Well,
I mean-
even if I remove the dough, I might kill it. I might bring it down with me, right? On
yeah,
a 4
yeah.
and
Yep.
5. Okay, here we go.
Show
I'm
them your
going
mud
for it.
wrestling skills. Let's see
Let's
it.
go.
4.
Oh, no!
So you're going to die and you're going to kill them. But remember, signature flaw lets you upgrade a 4 or a 5 into a 6, which means you won't take any consequences at all.
Woo!
If you use your signature flaw, which means you'll suffer a desperate consequence of being set on fire.
Absolutely.
All right. So
5D chess.
because of your signature flaw of being so flammable, as they're going for the killing blow, the flame catches on the booze inside of you and explodes out of your chest, blasting the poor Ratha and flaming her to death. And
Grigsby.
that's going to go ahead and inflict a broken harm on you.
Ooh, okay. Charred. Char barreled.
And I don't remember how that special ability works. I think you can resist that actually if you want to.
Nah,
Oh.
it's cool. I'll use it. I'm gonna make some whiskey in there.
All right, so that's Selena dealt with.
I'll go ahead and put Grigsby out.
So before you can put Grigsby out,
Oh no!
Zombies!
the Nemesis is going to strike.
I know it.
And so every score has a Nemesis whose difficulty scales with the number of players. And
Oh,
so
man.
the 3-player Nemesis for this score is named Shadow. Shadow is a Dampire, which is a griffin who has become a vampire. And the dangerous thing about Dampires is that they combine the element Zenith and the element Miasma to make an amalgam called Roiling Nightmare. And this
Fuck.
one is going to use the Nemesis strike called Assault Strike. Immediately put all characters into desperate position.
Nemesis strike.
So Shadow is going to swoop down over the battlefield and rain Roiling Nightmare. And so anyone who breathes it in is going to start hallucinating that everyone around them is a terrible monster that they have to fight and kill.
Oh, wait, but
And-
do I feel it?
No, you would be immune actually.
Oh,
really?
damn it.
Yeah, because
But
you're
you
a
are
golem.
on fire.
Golems don't have to breathe.
God dang it.
But so it swoops over, and the whole crowd starts going crazy because anybody who breathes it in suffers that consequence. Undead are immune.
Oh,
Of
good.
course they are.
Zombies are still operate, and the one remaining vampire are still in perfect formation, and they're now plowing into the crowd who are helpless against them. And none of that can be resisted. Nemesis strikes can't be resisted.
Oh no. Okay.
So Shadow is going to plant itself up on the rooftop of the building, and it's now threatening the party. However, you don't have to defeat a Nemesis to complete the mission. If you can lure it away or scare it away or otherwise get rid of it, that's just as good as killing it.
Well, that shouldn't be any problem at all.
No
Yeah.
problems. Besides,
Not
all
like
of it
we're low on
having
stress or anything.
1 to 2 stress apiece, and horde of zombies, and somebody being
psychedelic
set on fire, and
griffin dragon thing
yeah.
on top of us.
Well, so the zombie mob is the only thing left that you have to defeat to complete the mission. If you deal with the zombies and then you all die, the townsfolk will still manage to defend themselves. So, job's done even if you die.
They'll raise a statue in our name or something.
Exactly.
All right. Well, can I? So, how hard are zombies to kill? Can I? I mean, we've got elixir bullets.
They're threat 3, so elixir bullets would give you limited effect. But since you're shooting them from a distance, it would be a controlled position.
Okay.
However, unless you've got your own air supply, you can no longer tell the difference between the zombies, the townsfolk, and your own party members.
All right.
Oh,
Does it make
man.
sense? So, and this is an area effect. If we were to move out of the zone of this gas, would it start to wear off, or is this going to be with us for the next hour because we're drugged up, or what?
No. Once you get clear of the cloud, your senses will return to normal.
Okay. I think I'm going to start moving toward the nearest place outside of the cloud.
Okay.
Which direction would that be, as far as I can tell?
Probably
I know from my perspective, I'm surrounded by monsters, but I imagine I can see the cloud and can see which direction to go to get out of it.
Yeah. So it just sort of laid it over the whole crowd. And since the zombies are pressing down from the north, probably breaking out to the east or the west would get you to safety the quickest.
Okay, I'm going to move in the direction that seems most open most quickly.
So to push through the crowd of people who think you're a zombie, that'll be probably a risky barrel roll.
Okay. Let's.
And you should have normal effect.
Yep. Well, I have one dot in barrel. I can't push. I guess I just need to roll a die.
Unless somebody else
Not
has
thinking
a,
of what
has a
else to
better
do.
solution here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to trade for position for effect. Or well, no, I can't even. Yeah, trade position for. Okay, I'm just gonna roll a die. I'm not sure what else to do. So D6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wow.
roll a 6.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. So
Nice.
you push through the maybe zombies, maybe townsfolk,
Yeah, who
and
knows?
get out of the cloud, and you clamber up onto a cart, and then from there up onto like a second-story balcony where you get above the cloud because it's heavier than air.
Okay.
And so from up there, you can look down, and as your senses clear, you slowly see like, oh, the townsfolk are fighting over here, and the zombies are fighting over here, and the zombies are mowing into them from one side, and the townsfolk are just getting decimated.
Okay. Well, as
And
soon as I have the opportunity, I
you can
want to
also
start.
see Irma and Grigsby.
I'm sorry.
You can also see Irma, Grigsby, and Shadow are all over near the town hall. And Irma seems to be freaking out, but Grigsby is okay, except for the fact that he's on fire.
Well, I don't know what I can do about that other than try to reduce the number of zombies. So I'm gonna try shooting at the zombies.
Okay, so they are threat 3, scale 3.
Okay.
So a shot against them is probably not going to do much on its own.
Well, I can start to whittle them down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so if you've got any, so probably the best thing you could do is shoot the secretary, because that's the vampire who's leading them, and if you take him out, that'll reduce their coordination.
Okay, I can do that. I'm willing to trade. I imagine I'm in a controlled position up here.
Yes, and you're at long range, but you're a sharpshooter, so that doesn't hurt you.
So that doesn't hurt me. I'm willing to trade position for effect if that's necessary to have a decent effect on him.
That'll get you up to risky limited, and
Risky limited.
he's just a common vampire, so he doesn't have a fight clock or anything, and so a normal effect hit will end him.
Okay, but a limited effect hit won't.
It'll wound him, yeah.
All right, so that'll just wound him. I'm not thinking of anything else I can do at this point to increase the effect to just take him out.
If you've still got that bottle of elixir that Grigsby gave you, you can make
All right.
elixir bullets.
Yeah, I will do that.
That'll get you up to normal. All right,
Okay.
risky normal.
All right, and I have 3 dice to shoot with.
Great.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
You got this.
Ooh, close
And-
one.
Yeah,
All right. So you managed to just barely, blam, hit him in the head, and there's a bright flash, and his head explodes, and he falls to the ground.
Yes.
All right. So without their leadership, they're no longer fighting as a unit. And so the way I like to represent that is I'm going to decrease their scale because they're no longer fighting together, and instead give them a fight clock because there's still a lot of them, but they're less coordinated. So it's easier to have effect against them and they're
Right.
less dangerous.
Sure, that makes sense.
And now as far as the consequence that you took for your risky position is that the zombies are going to just wail on the crowd and they're going to take out I'm going to say the crowd's probably got a 4 o'clock of their own, and they're gonna put 2 ticks on it, so they're going to wipe out about half of the people who are fighting there.
Yep. Since I only have 1 stress, I don't feel like I have the ability to resist that unless anybody else can resist it.
Yeah, I mean, if you do resist it and take any stress, you'll become exhausted, which doesn't take you out of the fight. It just means you can't spend any more stress for the rest of the encounter. You won't actually be kicked out.
I'm pretty close to being maxed out too. I have 6 stress. I have 2 wounds.
I have 7 and I have 1 wound. I hate to say it, but the city can repopulate.
Actually, No, I think I'm going to resist that. I think my character would do that, and I'm just going to. I'll go to exhausted if necessary.
Jack, you're a greater hero than Grigsby, that's for sure.
That's kind of the hero type. He doesn't want to be, but he feels in this circumstance.
And hey, you might still roll a 6.
I could, yeah. So which attribute is that?
I feel like awareness makes the most sense because you're trying to like shoot him just before he can give the order that'll wipe out the townsfolk.
All right. Well, I have 2 dice in that.
Makes sense.
Okay, so 2 dice and a 5.
Oh,
Stress.
almost.
Almost. Oh,
Yep.
well.
But you take him out, and you take him out fast enough that the zombies lose coordination, and so they're going to only put 1 tick on the townsfolk clock. You've significantly reduced the casualties.
Okay.
And you're now exhausted, so you won't be able
Yes.
to resist anything anymore.
Nope.
So I have a question. Bait.
Mm-hmm.
If I can lure zombies with something, even if another zombie eats it, will the rest of them try to get it from that zombie?
You could try to do that. It's less effective on zombies that are being controlled, but now that the vampire's gone, it could work.
So essentially, all I need to feed a few zombies some elixired ant bait, and they're going to turn into a feeding frenzy on themselves.
If you got good enough
Yes?
effect, yeah. I'd say you'd probably be starting it limited because they're just not that tempted. But it could work.
Okay.
Is Irma still affected by the cloud?
Yes.
I am.
Yes, you can't tell who's a zombie and who's a townsfolk and who's a Grigsby.
I'm really big though, so
And on fire.
that's true.
But so was
Really
Solena.
scary monster.
So there's 2 flaming bodies on the ground. And they both look like monsters to you.
Yeah, I look like a Weber grill.
Jeez, I only have 1. What does the Anbar secretion do again?
That's the one that if it completely encloses something, it gets frozen in time.
That's right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
What is there anything that you can take to snap the people out of this fearful haze?
Yeah, if you were to put a counteracting element in their mouth, it would probably protect their breathing for a little while. So again, since it's made of miasma, a northern element like elixir, philosopher's stone, etc., would protect you.
Which I do technically have.
Which you could also put in your own mouth.
Yeah, so you could
Or
hold some elixir in your mouth
put on a
to
piece
be
of
sane.
cloth and hold over your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I think
I'm happy to yell that out since I'm a little less disoriented in terms of yelling to them what to do.
Okay. I think that would be a good idea for Irma, just to go ahead and do that. And then as soon as she's like holding it on there and whatnot, she could probably see what's going on.
Yeah. All right. So you put that on, and you see that you see what I've already described to Jack, that the townsfolk are massacring each other and the zombies are mowing them down, although the zombies are now more disorganized without a leader. And so Shadow is going to swoop down off the building and fly over towards the zombie horde and start trying to influence them and try to mass them back together into a group.
What does that look like? What is Shadow doing?
So the way that zombies work in the setting is they basically have just memories on loop, and so they'll by default just act out random things they did in life. But they can be influenced by other memories through the miasma, and so Shadow is putting out strong memories of like attack, kill, danger, and so they're absorbing those memories and going into more of like a fight or flight mode. It's driving them into a frenzy. And if you step into the miasma cloud, you can try and do that as well, but without training, you'd start at 0 effect.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've got some unspent special abilities. If you wanted to become a necromancer, you could get up to limited effect with that.
That would be interesting.
It's a significant build choice, so
Yeah,
Mhm.
I do have
I don't
one. I do in
jump
theory
into it.
look left since I took one dabble. I don't think that fits this character though.
Yeah.
I do have black iron powder though, which means I can change Shadow's ability to be able to fly, which means he's
Yeah.
not going to be able to. He'd be way less effective.
Awesome.
I think that's the number one issue right now. Is to remove his influence on the zombies.
Gonna
So
point out that maybe at least the number 2 issue could be putting Grigsby out.
There's that.
You could use me as like a flamethrower, maybe.
I wish I was big enough to actually do that because that did cross my mind.
Maybe you could like get on and just like direct, and I can be like,
I mean, technically, I do have a launch pad. I can just say jump here.
Bounce Grigsby into the crowd.
Yeah.
Are the
This is
zombies at all vulnerable to Grigsby's just being on fire?
Yes. Fire and sunlight are very effective against all undead.
So potentially Grigsby just going up and hugging as many zombies as possible.
Okay, so I guess I'll do two things. I see Grigsby. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like, I'm gonna hold my breath. I'm gonna take that wet cloth with elixir. I'm gonna put it over whatever he's got going. No, he's not
Grigsby
affected.
doesn't need to
He's not
breathe, so
affected.
he's not
Yeah.
affected. Yeah.
Grigsby, I'll just tell him. I'll be like, go run through the zombies or go hug
I've
them.
tried it, doesn't work.
Go do it again.
Okay.
I'll make you a pie if we survive this. Just go do it.
I'll show you who's the real Burning Man.
All right.
And I am gonna throw that that black iron powder at Shadow.
Well, you got to get it inside Shadow for it to work because it interacts with the zenith in their flight organ. So putting it in a bullet or something would work, or feeding it in bait, but not just throwing it out on them.
No, I'll probably just put it in my gun.
Okay.
Go for it.
So do you want to take your shot first, or do we want Grigsby to do his crowd surfing first?
I think if I complete this, it would actually give Grigsby greater effect.
Mhm.
So I think I should probably roll first.
Okay. So the big problem here is you're at long range, and your shotgun is only effective out to medium range. So you're taking
Mhm.
reduced effect from that.
Jump pad.
And then you've got threat 1 and scale 1 against a creature that's threat 2. So you're at limited effect, but you're using potent ammunitions that brings you up to normal, except it's limited because you're still out of range. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
And since you are staying so far away, it's also controlled. So yeah, it'll be a controlled limited shot.
Okay.
You could trade position for effect by running up closer.
Blam!
I could.
You take your shot and miss. And Shadow is going to order the group of zombies to maul the townsfolk, and they're going to take a tick on their clock.
Oh no.
I'm going
wanna resist that?
I can't. I don't have stress. I'm not going to make it otherwise.
Well, you can.
I can. It's just not Irma.
Okay.
Did you see what happened to Alfred?
It's real tragic.
Yeah,
Take
I
another
think
shot. Maybe trade position for effect this time, or
I
push for
have to.
dice? All right. So is that
I
going to be
can't push for dice, so I need to change position for effect.
If you trade position for effect by running in closer, that will let you activate powder burn and get that free push for effect on top.
Could you get to enough range so that there isn't a range problem?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I use powder burn, I can cost no stress for pushing for greater effect.
So getting into range means you push it up to normal, and then pushing for
Mhm.
effect for free will get you up to greater. But you're also now in the middle of the zombie horde, so you're at greater desperate.
Excellent. Here goes nothing. If this goes wrong, Irma is just gonna slather herself up with the red oil and
do you-
go out like a sparkler.
Oh,
Well,
no.
you're taking the
Irma.
the bad position from the zombie horde. If you let Grigsby go first, you could maybe have a better position.
Do you want to go
Let
first, Grigsby?
Go first, and I
can
could
go
take some
first.
shots to try to open up
I can go
a
first.
line for you.
Okay.
Grigsby's
Go for
already
this.
on fire. Let's see
All
what
right.
happens.
Let's go for it.
All right. So for you, again, it's a desperate position to charge into this horde of zombies. And then for effect, since you are threat 2 and they're threat 3, that's only limited. And they're beating you on scale, so that brings you down to 0. But you're on fire, so that brings you back up to limited. So you're at limited desperate. You could always trade position for effect again.
Yeah, I am going to. I'm going to emote to taunt them. I'm going to tell them to come get a piece of this.
Okay, so it's a setup action.
Well, I want them to. I don't know. Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So as a setup action on the edge of the zombies, that'll be risky. And since it's hard to influence the zombies, I'm going to say limited. So yeah, risky limited setup.
Okay. See what happens.
Got this.
Oh my gosh.
Does not have it. Does not have it. So you taunt the zombies, and one of them is just going to grab onto you and headbutt you so hard it cracks your wood and splits open the protection over your philosopher's stone.
That sounded like it hurt.
The seed of your consciousness
Great.
is now exposed. So that'll be a wound.
Okay.
And you can cross it out immediately because you're a golem.
Cool.
See, honestly, this is the reason why Grigsby just runs into everything, is because there's no consequences for his actions.
Well, there's about to be, because I think Grigsby
Yeah.
has 3 wounds now.
Eventually, his luck runs out.
Yeah. Okay, so he did not give me better position here.
I
Can I-
tried.
Okay.
Can I try a setup action for Irma as she's running forward?
Aren't you
Yeah.
exhausted though?
Setup
no.
action, though, not an assist.
I
Oh,
can't-
okay.
Yeah, it's not an assist. It's a setup by firing into the zombies in front of her to open up a line for her.
Yeah, that should improve position for Grigsby or Irma, depending on your effect. Right
Okay.
now, you're only going to be at 0 effect, though, because your revolver shots aren't going to be effective against that many enemies.
Okay. If I have, even with elixir on the bullets?
Yeah, the potency lets you hurt them, but you're still only shooting 1 zombie at a time, and there's scale 2 of them.
Okay. Well, I have no ability to push. So I can't use fan the hammer. Trying to think of, I have some free special abilities, and I'm thinking,
you can get a
trying to
free
look for one
push
that would work to assist in this.
with powder burn, if you're willing to get in close to them. And then I think there's one that lets you do this. Yeah, here it is. Are you a detective?
Well, I could be because I have I have a point in Dabble, and I only have used one playbook so far.
So detectives have a cool special ability called critical focus. While you're exhausted, you resist consequences of surprise or mental harm completely and for free, and you can push yourself for free on ranged attacks, tracking, and investigation. So
All
you get a
right.
free push on every ranged attack while you're exhausted.
I think I'm going to go for that one. So yes, I will take the detective playbook and add critical focus.
All right. So now you can get that push, which is going to also trigger your fan the hammer.
Right. Yes, I will definitely use that.
So if you're pushing for effect, that gets you all the way up to normal on the setup.
Okay.
And you're still at controlled position because you're just up there on your safe balcony.
Okay. All right. I think I'll do that. So that's 3 dice. Well, if I traded position for effect, I could. What would that get me out of that in this situation while I'm doing a setup maneuver?
You could either put some ticks on their fight clock because you're actually just shooting so many that you're inflicting casualties, or you could use it to set them up even harder so they get more effect or more position, or it lasts for longer.
Right. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll trade position for effect, and even though I have no ability to resist stuff.
All right. So you're
All right.
going to take the time to aim, and that'll put you up to risky greater.
Okay. All right, that's 3 dice.
All right. So, bam, bam, bam. And so you're going to put a tick on their clock because of the damage you've been doing. And you've nicely cleared out a space around Grigsby and Irma. They just watch as pop, 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 pop. All the zombies right in front of them, their heads just explode left and right, including the one that just hurt Grigsby.
Nice.
And you're like, haha, nice. And then you see the zombies have piled up under you, and one of them pulls itself up onto the balcony, and it's threatening you at close range. And then at the same time, the zombies that you weren't shooting at are going to damage more of the townsfolk. And so the townsfolk are looking really thin on the ground at this point.
Yep. Well, we're doing what we can as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And it's not like I can resist any of those.
It ain't easy being heroes.
Somebody
in this
else
world.
could protect if they want to.
I don't have any stress to do it.
I'm about to die too. So
Yeah. I'm
Resist?
gonna.
All right. Well, if nobody's going to resist, then I think this is good for our final break, and then we'll wrap up after the break.
cool.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.